Okay, here is a video on pull gems to surface. So I already did a video on, and let's go to the gems, and then here's pull gems to surface, and here's project gems to surface. So I did a video on that. You might want to check that out too if you haven't. But for this video, I want to compare the two. So I'm going to select this group of gems, and I'm going to come over here to project gems to surface and hit enter and then just pick that surface. And so you'll notice that they didn't change, their location here, except for now, instead of floating above the surface like these are projected down onto the surface. Okay, so now let's go ahead and select these gems and let's go to pull to surface, and I'll stop here, and it says select the gems, which I did, and then also you have the option to pick whether or not the girdle is on the surface or the table or the culet. Okay, I'm going to pick girdle so I can match these, and then I'll hit enter, and then it says, hey, what's the surface? And so there you can see that the gems did move. They're a little closer together, so you'll want to watch that. But what it does though is it takes and it radiates the gem from where it was. Let's hit undo. I'm just going to hit Control Z. So if you draw a line right from the center of the gem down to the surface, radiating in, now I'm going to hit redo. That's what they're doing. So that's the pull command. So it all depends on what the layout is and how you want it to affect that. Another one, let's see, I think I have another over here. Yeah, this one. Here the gems are beneath the disk. And if we go here and go to pull, and girdle is fine, so enter and then pick the surface, then it pulls them up to the surface, and that is a good layout for that. So if you'll notice from where those were, if I hit undo, which we have undo buttons now over here if you haven't seen them, there you can see it pulls it just slightly out because it's radiating out to that surface, which maybe is what you're looking for. Okay, so let's do another kind of fun demo. Okay, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to click here. And I'll go ahead and I was going to do what I call cooking show this, where I have it all already made and you just kind of pull it out from the oven. But I guess I'll take the time to do my demo from scratch. And so here's a gem. Let's just place that out here, and I'm going to put it over here. And so the layout that I want is I want a center gem on the side of the ring right here. Okay, and it's a little small, but let's go up to 2 maybe. Okay, that's fine, and maybe we want it whatever. I want it on that surface. There's probably 5 ways you could do that. At this time of making this video, we don't have gem on surface yet, but we will. And so I'm gonna click pull and click this surface, and there you go. And the cool thing is if it pulls it to a place that you really didn't really want it, you can just move it down. But to make sure that it's the same distance, then just pull it again and select the surface here, and there it pulled it down. And so there we go. Now, in order to do gems on this curve, I'm going to go ahead and select the curve, and I'm going to project onto here, and get that curve up like so. Oh, whoops. There we go. And then let's go ahead and run gem on curve. Or whoops, that's prongs. I was just kidding. There it is. And okay, so I have on object already. Object. And so apparently I've just run this enough that let's go ahead and 1.5. Let's go to 1.4. There we go. So now I have a decent amount between the gems and so on. So I do this and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, this isn't quite, I want these gems closer to the finger rail. And so you're like, well, okay, you know, I could use history and maybe move the curve or whatever, but maybe I don't have the curve, which I don't. I was a spaz and threw it away. But what we can do is just kind of come over here and go, yeah, you know, I kind of wish these were right here. And maybe I just want to, let's turn off snapping. Maybe I just want this down a bit like this. And you come over here and you're like, oh, But we can just select this and go to pull and hit enter and then pick the surface, and they're pulled back to that surface. So my curve is way up here, but now my gems are in the layout that I was looking for. So you never know. I think there's all sorts of ways that we can use this tool, but there's just a really quick and dirty way to tweak those. And the nice thing is if just one of these is like, oh, you know, it changed the spacing. I don't see that it did, but it, you know, in playing with this, I have noticed it. So what you can do is you can ungroup. Okay, so I'll just hit ungroup in tools there. And if you just come over here and go, oh yeah, this should be over a little bit, I can see it. Now that might not be enough to matter, but you can always come right back, and let's go to history here, and here's pull, and hit enter and click, and there it pulled it back to the surface anyway. So, you know, project has its place, and pull is pretty handy as well. So there you go.